In a world of waiver wires and trades, where every Sunday is a battle, one person's decisions can mean the difference between glory and crushing defeat. This is Meet the GM.
Hi there, and welcome to episode 6 of Meet the GM. And tonight we have the special guest Danny, our year 1 winner. How's it going?
Yeah, all good. It's nice to get the kids asleep, ready for the call.
Yeah, it is good when they go to sleep. Whether they stay asleep or not is a different matter, but it's good when they go to sleep.
Yeah.
So obviously, we'll get at it. So, whereabout are you from?
I'm from Liverpool. As you can probably tell by the accent, but I've been living in Ireland for pretty much 20 years now, a long time. My wife's Irish, and the kids are all Irish, and they all live with a Scouser.
So you've not picked up much of an Irish twang then?
No, it's got slower over the years because I work with a lot of people from different countries, and they couldn't understand me at the start. So I had to talk slower, but the accent itself was exactly the same as it was. And then it gets faster when I've had a beer.
Yeah, well, that does tend to happen, actually. The accents do get a bit worse when the old alcohol flows. So, obviously, I've known you for a few years now, but obviously we've got one or two that haven't. So, what is your Orkney Bowl team name?
My Orkney Bowl team name, which is a good point. I'm just looking for my doc, which I've actually forgot what Everton. I've been in that many leagues. My team name is Dublin Everton Blues.
That's the one. I would have helped you along there if you forgot, but yes. Yeah, so that's obviously because Dublin, and I'm guessing you support Everton too.
Yeah, Everton for my sins, yeah. Just to add to the pain in my life, yeah.
Well, it could be worse. It could be a Spurs fan.
Yeah, it's a bit better this season, but the last 3 or 4 years have been quite stressful, to say the least.
But you always do well against Liverpool, at least once.
Well, hopefully we play them on Saturday, on Sunday. So hopefully it's a good. Yeah, hopefully we play better against them this week.
Good job. Well, so where are you in the league at the moment in Everton?
So we're 8th at the moment. So
you might even be in a European spot, is it not?
Yeah, I think if we were to beat Liverpool on Sunday, we'd only be 2 points behind Liverpool. So it's a big one. Yeah. So it's the first one in the new stadium as well. So yeah, it's an important one. So I took the kids home for Easter, and I was there last week. So I went on a tour of the new stadium with my dad. So it's what's name? Yeah, very good. I loved it. You see so many things that you wouldn't normally see, and it's just like the money that's been spent on it. I think it cost about 700 million. I think.
Jesus. But then, of course, the other stadium was pretty old, so it's good to have a new fresh one.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, did you win your first home game at the new stadium?
The first one we drew, and then we didn't have a good record in it, but then we'd started to win a few. So we beat Chelsea 3-0 at it last time, and then haven't played for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then we drew against the weekend, Brentford. So yeah, it's a big it's only 6 games to go.
I know, it's a bit mental that. So how long have you followed the NFL?
Well, the funny thing is I followed the NFL as long as I've followed fantasy. So I played a lot of fantasy sports, other sports, and I always wanted to get into the NFL, but never really had the time to do it. And I knew it would be very detailed. So I sort of, once the kids started coming along and I was up late at night, it seemed the perfect time to start getting into it. So I could watch the games when the kids had gone to bed or when you're up with the baby and stuff. So it's only been 5 years, but I've played fantasy for 5 years as well. So I always found the best way to learn a sport was to play the fantasy version of it, because you needed to know all the ins and outs of everything. And the things that you might not normally notice if you just watch a game of some sort of sport on TV. So I thought if I learned the fantasy at the same time, I'd learn the game as I was going. So I'm sort of learning both still as we go. So I remember putting a tweet out saying, I have no idea where to start. I'm looking to get into fantasy football. And Murph messaged and said, "What's name? Here's one of my books that I did, and sent me it. So have a read over that." And then he sent me a few other links, and then he runs competitions on 5 yard rush for beginners. So I entered a few of those competitions, and then just got hooked from there. And I just spend way too much time watching podcasts and listening to stuff, and it's just sort of gone for. I'm that type of person that either doesn't do something or goes full in and does it. And I probably listen to 2 or 3, maybe 4 NFL podcasts every day at the moment, sometimes more. When I've got them on when I'm working in the office and stuff. So I just sort of got addicted to it. I just love the different strategies and the different formats. It's not boring, so you've got there's so many different things you can play and different ways to play it. And I just I'm constantly trying to think of different ways and looking at what my opponents are doing and trying to figure out a different way than what they're doing. So I just love the strategy side of things.
Good stuff. Yeah, there is a lot of strategy, and obviously you can be as prepared as you want when it comes to the draft, but somebody totally, what do you call it, snipes you. It's the worst thing ever. Especially when you're waiting all day.
There's a huge amount of luck involved as well. Obviously, you can sign and get you can get the best player in your team and then gets injured tomorrow. So you've also got to be thinking of what comes next and the plans around not just your team but your whole squad, and making sure that you've got covered in all the right places as well. So yeah, that's what I really like, is like you're trying to think of, if this happens, what should I be doing, and just planning for it in advance.
It's like the curse of the number 1 pick.
Yeah, very much so,
yeah. But nobody really wants it. If you get it, you should get the right one. So what team do you root for? I'm pretty good.
The same team as you. So when I was trying to figure out, it's weird when you're not from the country where the teams are. So you don't have the same attachment, I lived here or I did this. So I tried to look at it objectively, and because my football team, Everton, I tried to think of, what are the key things about Everton, and how can I find a team that sort of matches the same types of things. So I was looking at Everton, like a founder member of the Football League, right back in the very beginning. So I know they used to be very good, and they've gone off the boil over the last 20, 30 years, and they play in blue. So I was looking at it, was like, well, the Giants are in the Giants were there at the beginning. They've won Super Bowls, but they've been very quiet for a number of years. They play in blue. And then the other thing that probably swung it for me was, if I ever go on holiday to the States, where am I most likely to go? Probably New York. So why not pick the Giants so that I can take in games if I ever go to New York? So that was sort of my approach. I didn't look at who was good or who had the best players or anything like that. I was just trying to find, because you're picking a team, it's for the long term. Things will change, who's good and who's not. I was looking at more, they felt like a team that was quite similar to Everton in certain ways, based off when I picked the team. So I don't know, that was my logic anyway. Whether that's actually logical or not is another matter, but that's the way I saw it when I picked my team.
That's as good a reason as any for picking a team. Like you say, you're not picking them for the glory, you're picking them for their history and the colour.
And they're bringing me as much pain as what Everton are as well. So it seems like a good fit.
At least you get it from both sides of the water. So.
Yeah.
So what is your favourite player from the Giants from the past?
From the players, I say we're not going too far back, because I've only really been following for 5 years. So my favourite player at the start was Barkley, and then obviously absolutely sick then when he goes to Philadelphia and starts ripping it up. So I've got a Barkley jersey in the house, which I haven't been able to wear, which I haven't worn since either. So it would have been definitely Barkley.
Good stuff. Yeah, well, he was good in his rookie, but yeah. I think my favourite player was Manny Toomer, but that would be probably before your time. So
way before my time, yeah.
But yeah, he was a bit underrated, but he was so good.
I'm going back and trying to read up on history of things way before I took over, and trying to get as much info about everything, not just the Giants, but in football. I've watched loads of documentaries and loads of other things, so I'm working my way backwards as well as going forwards.
Obviously, have you got Game Pass?
Yeah, I had it last season, yeah.
Did you watch the American games? It was all the Super Bowl runs. than it had
I've
for
watched,
highlights of season.
I've watched a few of them, but I was watching like the documentaries about all the different teams. Like so, what's the one on Apple about the Patriots? That was 10 episodes on. That was very good.
Is that on Netflix?
No, Netflix was the one about the Cowboys.
Right.
The one on Apple is about it's called the Dynasty, and it's all about and it's really detailed as well. So you get to, there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't have known about, which was good to see. But I watch loads of stuff. I'm just trying to get more and more into it as I go.
I think I watched a couple of them, but I think it was the Patriots thing put me off.
Yeah, exactly. I put a lot of people off it too.
But it's just no. So obviously more present. You should be this. Who's your favourite player on the team at the moment?
In the Giants team or in general?
In the Giants team.
Probably Neighbours, but the problem is he's not fit at the moment. So I like obviously the more attacker, like Scatterbo and people like that are good to watch. But I like Neighbours just because of his skill set. It's just he's never had anyone throwing to him, so we need Jackson Dart to be able to throw to him this season and getting him back ready to start the season. So yeah, there's other positions as well, like I said, Burns and a few others, and then there's some good kids there that the likes of Abdul Carter and stuff that we think will be good, but we haven't seen it yet. So there's a lot of hopefully with the new coach, there's a lot of these players that haven't reached their potential yet might start to kick on a bit more now and deliver a bit better as well. So
yeah, well, Carter picked a lot better when he got his arse booted and told him to study. Then after that, he was like, "Well, that's the player we drafted, not the first 10
exactly,
games."
Yeah. His head didn't. I don't think he had the head for it at the start, did he? And it looks like with this new setup and there's a lot of experienced coaches coming in, they're not going to tolerate anyone messing around. So hopefully they all start to knuckle down now and all start pushing in the right direction.
Yeah, because I think he had one of the most quarterback pressers without a sack until he got one.
Yeah.
He was causing a lot of mistakes. He just wasn't getting there. But now, hopefully he steps on for year 2 and it helps a bit because obviously we do need a bit of help in that area. So what's your favourite player not on the team? So it could be the past or present.
Yeah, it'd have to be Christian McCaffrey, just to watch the way he plays. Like there's no one else plays like that, and it's just when you watch, it just grabs your attention. You could be watching the game and doing something else, but when he's on the pitch, you're just constantly glued to it, and he's just some of the things that he does that nobody else can do. Like it's just unbelievable. Like and there's obviously probably not much left of him now as well. So just to enjoy him while he's still there.
Oh, definitely. Because it's probably one of his worst rushing years, but again, the receiving last year was just...
Yeah, I'd say from an overall point of view, he was great. But yeah, if you were looking for the rushing side, you wouldn't have got it. No. They were a mess in general. He was doing everyone's job for them last year.
I know, it was good because it was in my Orkney Bowl team too.
And he's also the player that you would expect to get injured as well, and he didn't. It's like...
Well, yeah. Well, I took him the 1-on-1 the year before, and that didn't work out. So.
Exactly, yeah. Boom or bust, isn't he?
Yeah. So, what sort of player would you like the Giants to draft in the first round this year?
Possibly Sonny Styles. There's a few. It really depends. There's like three. We're picking a 5, and there's players there from probably 2 down to 4, depending on who they are. Like Mendoza's going to be 1, and then it's a matter of is it Reese? Is it what's name? Sonny Styles? Is it who else is there? There's I can't remember the other ones now. There's a couple of others there that you're just not like Downs and people like that. You're not sure who's going before you. So and obviously what's name as well, Jeremiah Love. Like Jeremiah Love looks amazing, but
I don't want him in the Giants.
It's not what we need at picking a 5. Like it'd be great if we had all the other positions sorted, and then you could put him on top of it. But they need to get the toughness back and get them hard to beat, and then you can build on top of that. So if I had to pick someone now, it would probably be Sonny Styles.
Obviously, they released Bobby Orike, didn't they? So they do need linebackers as well. So.
Yeah, they really need a guard and a safety as well. But the what's name, you might get some of them further later on in the draft instead of going right at the top for them. The other option is they trade back to try and get some more picks because they haven't got loads of picks. They haven't got a 3rd round pick, and I know they don't have anything in the 7th. So I think they've only got 6 or 7 picks in total. So they could probably do with a couple of extra picks. So if someone did come in and said you can move down to say 7 or 8, I'd gain gain a third round pick or something like that. It might be well worth doing as well.
Definitely. You still got a good player at 7, so it's
exactly.
quite good.
I'd say it depends on because the thing with the Giants is they need so many different positions. So it's not like when you're sitting at 5, you could the player 5, 6, 7, or 8 are probably all players that we could do with the.
I see we're still trying to work on Evan Neal.
There's a few. There seems to be 3 or 4 there where everyone everyone was certain that they were gone, and then all of a sudden they're back in. So he's given them one last try, see how it goes.
I know, it's just Evan Neal, man. That's been a bit of a dumpster fire. But apart from him, the offensive line was pretty good last year.
Yeah,
compared to previous years.
What's going to happen with Dexter Lawrence? Do you think?
Depends what's any offer they put in, because
I think he just wants to pay. I don't think he wants to leave. I think he just wants to pay. He just wants to be paid what he thinks he's worth. It's just not the best timing. It's good timing for him because he's putting them under pressure, but just before the draft as well. But I don't think you'd get the pitch you wanted. And then you're almost starting again. He's the main person in that position, so I don't know what'll happen there. But they probably will pay him, but they've just got to try and find a way to do it.
It didn't help last season, obviously. He was still playing, but they weren't happy with him. There was a few questioning his work ethic and that. Again, he was still brilliant, but he wasn't as good as he was the year before. And they're putting that down to him more than anything else, which is a bit crap. But we're not exactly renowned for being a well-run team at the moment. So.
That's the hard part to judge, isn't it? Of how much it was just him and how much it was just that the team was an absolute mess at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I hope he stays, because obviously it's good, and obviously good to see his dancing while he gets his sack as well.
Yeah, they won't overpay for him. I don't think that.
No, that's
I think they've learned that the hard way with other players that they get stuck with because they're paying them too much, and then no one else wants them.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if they put the feelers out, and if they get an offer that they like, then they'll take it. If not, then you're not going to go anywhere.
Exactly, but you'd want to sort of do that before the draft if you can pick up some picks to go with it as well.
Yeah, like you say, it was a bit late, and if they'd announced that a month ago, it might have been a better chance to get something, but not a few weeks before the draft, because it's not as simple as saying have this, and that's it.
Well, I saw a few people suggesting that they could try. I doubt it'll happen, but there was talk that they might try and send them to Jacksonville. And they would take because we only really got one wide receiver, that they take Brian Thomas and a pick to go with it, like a 3rd or a 4th round pick or something like that. But I can't see that happening.
No. And Thomas did drop off a cliff last year, so it may make bounce back this year.
But that's how you attract those players, isn't it? Where you can get him and then try and get him back to where he was.
Yeah, receiver crows know the best after Neighbours.
Yeah, definitely.
There's been some interesting signings. Yeah. Although I do like Slayton, he always seems to pop up when we need him, but the rest of it's a bit of a mess. But
he's getting paid too much for what he does as well. So I keep I'm eating the kids' Easter eggs as I'm talking to you.
Oh no, our Easter eggs didn't last very long. So who's obviously you've been in a few years now? Have you got a rival in the Orkney Bowl, or who's your biggest rival?
Not really, to be honest. I just want to beat them all. It's like if I was in the same division as Craig or somebody, then maybe it might be Craig or someone. But no, there's no real standard. Craig's in a few divisions below us, isn't he? So
he's only one because you're in Division 1.
Yeah,
we're in Division 2, so he's only one behind you now.
Okay, well, maybe he might be my rival next year if he gets promoted and I don't, or I get relegated.
No, you don't want to think about that. I've already been relegated. It wasn't fun. So, how many leagues do you participate in each year, not including best balls?
I cut a few this year. I think I'm in 12 dynasty at the moment, but I was in about 15 or 16, so I got rid of a few. Basically, so I can get more redraft. To be honest, I'm 5 years in, and I'm starting to find I'm enjoying redraft more than I'm enjoying the dynasty. A lot of the dynasty leagues I'm in, it's hard to get anyone to make any offers, or when they're very quiet. and I need to be more selective of the leagues that I'm in. I think to ones that are a bit more active and you get more deals done and stuff. There's like some of them you feel like you could go a whole season without even making a trade, and it's a bit boring in that way. So I'm finding I'm getting more and more drawn back to redraft leagues. So I've freed up a bit of space to be able to take on a few more redraft leagues this year.
Well, obviously that answers the next question. Would you prefer dynasty or redraft?
Yeah, I'd say it changes, but I thought it's probably redraft. I like the idea of going all in for the season and then starting again.
Yeah.
Instead, I like to play for the upside of it all and just go for it that season. So it's probably redraft.
Yeah, I do like redraft. Did you join that link for the dynasty locker that I put in the group chat?
Not yet. I don't know if I saw that, to be honest.
It's quite good because it takes a while to load all your sleeper teams because it goes all the way back, all your teams, even the archive. But it gives you a breakdown of your record and everything. So it tells you how well you've done your redrafts, your dynasties, and keeper. And once you click on a league, you can see all the stats for each league, including the scores for the past. It's quite smart.
Well, bear in mind, my first season playing, I was late in the game as well. So God knows what some of them. Saying that, I think I won more leagues in my first season than I have in the others. I don't know how that happened.
Well, my first league on Sleeper, I was in one dynasty and I won it because we still had the NFL teams and we started moving over after that. So it's a nice record, that one. So I think the second year I had 4 and 1.
Like winning the Orkney Bowl, I think it was my second season, or if it was the second season playing fantasy, and I won the whole thing. It was like, and then last year I won. There's a couple of ones there. That one there from the MNB Bowl. Yeah. So I won that one as well. That's the best ball one there. So I would that. I only picked the only reason why I've got this now is when I was in Liverpool, it got delivered to Liverpool, so I picked it up the other day when I went home. It looks that big on on this picture, and it's way smaller than I thought it was. But there's
it doesn't take up too much space. So.
Exactly, that's what you sound like my wife. Yeah, she'd be like that exactly.
Well, I'm glad I sound like your wife, then. Bit of a deeper voice.
You're not putting those trophies around the house, but they're only these little ones, so they go on the window ledge, so it's not too bad. Yeah,
well, obviously I've not got mine. I've got a replica of the Super Bowl behind me up in the top shelf there. But so which would you? Obviously, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll put it down anyway. But would you prefer a Superflex or a 1 QB league?
I like both. I like the different formats. If I was setting my own one up, I'd probably do Superflex, but I like playing in both. So I don't mind, to be honest. It's the same with tight end premiums as well. I like playing them ones with them and ones without them.
I prefer 1 QB league, as you can obviously gather, because I didn't want to move this to Superflex. Just because it's more, the draft's more fun. You know what I mean? You're not really picking up a quarterback till later on. It's all about trying to get your good wide receivers, get your good running backs, 1 or 2 of the best tight ends, and then you worry about the quarterback. You don't have to go, all the good ones get walloped your first 6 picks, and then by the time it gets back to you, all the good players are gone.
As long as I know the rules before the start, I don't really mind. I like to just look at the rules and then try to figure out in my head what strategies to go based off the rules. So I don't mind. Like I'm happy in any of them, to be honest. Like I find myself, the only issue sometimes is something sounds good and you sign up and then you realise, oh, why did I do this? Because there's so many fucking rules. As in, not from the scoring, but like some of those ones where every week you've got to make change, you've got to put players out and pick, and you do another draft, and then there's all these mad point systems, and like I just need to play regular super flex or 1 QB with standard-ish rules, not too crazy. Otherwise, when you've got so many teams, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Well, I do an extreme redraft. I think I'm on year 4 now, where you do your original draft. Then on Tuesday morning, everybody's team goes back into agency. And depending on the standing, that's when you pick it up in free agency. It's a fun league, like.
It is, but it's the amount of work that goes into that. And then, they sound great at the start, but then I start to get it gets a bit tiresome when you've got to do that every week for the whole season.
Well, I'll not invite you to that one then because we've got a space.
You need to be in a very active league still for those things to work well.
Yeah, it's like it. But it was, when I started, it was fun. Obviously, last year we had a couple from the US, and one person was not as active because of other problems outside of football, and it dragged on a lot. So
Yeah,
I set up a US one to the size. If they want people to join that, they can. And it's just the UK players.
Yeah.
Even though one is Gary, but
yeah, so you'd be waiting a while to draft.
no, not really, because I set up a WhatsApp group. So if you tag him in WhatsApp, he'll pick right away.
Yeah.
So it's unless he's at the Formula One when he gets no signal, which he seems to quite like to do that quite a lot.
The hardest one I was in was last summer. I was on the beach with the kids, and I got this message saying, "Can you really help us out? Someone's left the league, and we're drafting at the moment, and we need someone." Blah 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 blah. So I said, "Okay," and it was the Towers League. So
Yeah.
the Towers League has seven or eight starting players in IDP. They were already in round 3 of this draft of the next season. They put me in the top division. I've never played IDP before. They were in the 3rd round. I was on the clock, and there was about 2 hours to go before I had to pick. And I'm on the beach with the kids, and I didn't know anything. And so all my best players have been. You can only keep 8 players each year.
Yeah.
So all my best players have been given up on the free. So I haven't a clue what I'm doing. And I'm like on my phone trying to look up IDP stuff on the beach before the 2-hour pick. And somehow, by the end of the season, I managed to not get relegated from the top division. I don't know how I did it. And I was competing against all, the likes of half of them are in it that are in Orkney Bowl, and then other ones that are in they're like really experienced managers. But somehow, because I just kept checking things constantly, I managed to stay up with 1 game to go.
No,
But that's the hardest thing I played in.
Cool. Yeah. So what player do you tend to draft the most? If you
if you run a report on my teams at the moment, I think I have something like a 55% ownership of Basial Tootin, and that's because of I've listened to that many podcasts on fantasy points last year, and about 5 or 6 of them would just keep going on about because you could pick him up in the 3rd rounds of rookie drafts or like late in the 2nd round, and so many people kept talking about him and all the different skill sets, and the next thing I knew, I kept picking every time I had like a 210 pick or something, I'd get Tootin, and then all of a sudden I realised he was in over half of my dynasty teams, so he's the one I've drafted, and now I'm praying that now Etienne's gone, that he's going to be the main man, and if he is, I've got myself an RB1 potentially with like 55% of my teams. Or it could be completely crap.
Or it could be completely crap in the draft someday to take him. But yeah.
But he didn't cost me much though, so it was worth the gamble.
That's another good thing about the Dynasty Locker. It can tell you what percentage of players have got.
Yeah.
And I think the highest percent I've got of checking through 47 leagues at the moment is Jameer Gibbs 17% of my leagues.
It's not a bad one to have a high one of.
Or next up is Jordan Addison and Wandale Robinson at 17%. Cam Scatterbo at 15%.
How many dynasty leagues are you in?
I don't know. Thought of that one. Dynasty. Quite a few.
Yeah, I would say when you're saying 15%,
19. I've got 19 dynasties.
Okay.
So I think of the 47 leagues is also counting the Orkney Bowl leagues that I'm commissioner of.
Yeah, true.
But
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. That takes some amount of work.
I know. Well, there's an extra 2 divisions now because it's the Champions League as well. So
Is it
what the hell?
busy enough?
I know it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
So obviously you got Tootin as your probably most drafted player. So who is the worst player you've ever drafted? You can say Tootin as well if you want. But
it's not the way. It's the worst in one way. I'm not sure which. I don't think it was last season. I think it might have been the season before in Orkney Bowl. And for whatever reason, because I was had so many drafts on the go, I completely forgot that it was one QB. And I drafted the quarterback in the 1st round. I think it Lamar. And so it wasn't anything. It wasn't a knock on Lamar, but it was just the fact I probably drafted him 4 or 5 rounds too early because I wasn't paying attention, and it was like, oh shit, yeah, Orkney Ball's 1 QB, isn't it? And then by that point, it was already gone down to the second round picks then, and I was playing.
And you were the defending champion.
Exactly, yeah. So it just shows you how much, like, normally I would sit down and just read everything before I do it, but for some reason, my mind just, when I was picking, just everything went out the window, and I picked, Lamar.
Yeah. Well, it's always easy to remember when the Orkney Bowl is going to start, because it's usually the last Monday in July.
The last Monday in July.
Because then that way I can get a few picks in before my anniversary. I think the very first year was the 1st of August. And that went down well. My phone was going ping, ping, ping all day when you're trying to celebrate your anniversary. So I learned from that mistake. So the last Monday in July is always a good one to do. So obviously I know you are, but are you currently doing any work with fantasy football, and who with?
I wasn't meant to be. And then I just got a message, actually from the same person who messaged me about that fucking league when I was on the beach. The same day I got another message and basically said that he was looking for someone to help him doing his Murph to do the 5-yard rush flagship show. And I was like, why the hell do you want me to do that? I don't know anything. I'm like, you know everything. Why do you need me to do it? And he wanted someone to bounce things off because he was doing it on his own, and it's not the same doing a podcast on your own. So, like, obviously, I have nowhere near the knowledge of what he has. So, like, I couldn't bring anything from a knowledge point of view. So, what I would try to do instead was think about, well, if I was sitting on the other end listening to this, what would I want to know? And he has loads of knowledge, but he doesn't always share because he just presumes people already know it. So I'd be trying to be on the other side of it, and I'd be like, well, I've been reading about this or hearing about this. What do you think about that? Or challenging on some of his takes and stuff and seeing how much he can back them up. But I would be constantly asking him tons of questions. And to be honest, I'd also use him in a way to try and make my teams better, because I'd be looking at a team and thinking, well, I'm thinking this, so I'll ask it on the pod. And I'd be asking him all the questions that I was thinking that other people might want to ask him. You know, how does he do? What stats does he look at? You know, so we did a pod on what were the most important stats. What are the ones that people look at that don't really mean much, but people think that they do? Where'd you get the stats from? So he'd be showing us all these free page, for places where he'd get his stats from, and I'd then save them on my favourites and I'd be using them. Or I'd be talking around, like, we haven't done anything. We had a bit of a break since the end of the season, so we haven't done any yet. But, like, if we were doing one now, I'd be asking him loads of rookie questions. Not the standard stuff, but like the stuff like the ones where there's question marks, or I'd ask him all about the backfields, like so that Tootin one, because he'd say Tootin last year, he was like, Tootin's going to be on the bench all the time, and he was right. But like, I didn't see that when I got him. But then I was asking him his advice, and the other ones where there's like, Tampa Bay when Bucky Irvin was getting injured, and they've got Tucker and they've got White and all these other guys, give us your perspective of how you see that playing out. Or, Gibson, Montgomery, whoever it was, he'd have a very good understanding, and he'd know the coaches, he'd know the defensive coaches, the offensive coaches, and he'd give you loads of information. But half the time it's just in his head. So I just try to do it in a way to bring that out, to show everybody else what he's thinking, and everyone hopefully can then learn as they go. Because, like, obviously I've been doing it 5 years. I don't know half the stuff he knows. So, like, I don't go on there as being, oh, I'm an expert, listen to me. I take it the other way around and say, right, Murph, I'm getting all this information out of your head, and I'm going to share it with whoever's listening. That was my approach.
No, he's a very knowledgeable man. And obviously, he's now in the Orkney Bowl as well. So, as you can tell, he winds everybody out on the Orkney Bowl chat.
Yeah, well, he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? That tends to happen.
I do like Arsenal too, so what's you're saying?
And then just one other thing, actually, what I remember. So, there's that. And then the other thing was 2 years ago when I was playing in Scottish Bowl, there's a link that says about, are you interested of setting up other competitions? And about 2 years ago, I put a link in saying, are you ever going to come to Ireland? And I didn't hear nothing back, didn't think anything of it. And then about 2 months ago, I got an email from John Bosch, who's on the Fantasy Cares Committee. He's one of the main people for Scott Fishbowl. And he said, are you still interested in a Dublin thing? And I was like, yeah. And we started chatting on Messenger about stuff. And then the next thing I know, I've set up the Scott Fishbowl for Ireland. So we've got the first live draft on the 20th of June. So at the moment, I'm trying to recruit as many people as I can. So we've got enough for we're in between 2 and 3 drafts at the moment from a register. Like you need obviously 36 for 3 drafts. At the moment, we've got about 33 interested. So I'm trying to drum up interest to build it up as much as possible. But we've actually got some really good content creators on it as well. So Murph actually messaged me this week. He's booked his flight. He's coming over for it. And then, Colin from, what's his name, Rotowire, he's up in the north. He's coming down for it as well. And then there's a few others that do some of the other sites as well. DLF, I think one of them was, and there's a few others. And they're all in Ireland, so a lot of them have signed up as well. So it'll be good for not just a draft, but you can actually pick these guys' brains while you're there and get more information from them as well. So,
get them before they drink too many beers, because after that,
exactly. Yeah, but it's early on. It's like Murph doesn't drink, so I'll be hammering him for information anyway. But like it's like the draft's like in the afternoon, and then an hour after the draft finishes, the World Cup is on. So like the Holland game's on at 6:00, and then the Germany game's on at 9, and it's the perfect excuse because it's Father's Day weekend. So it's the one weekend where I can get a pass because I can just use that as the excuse. It's Father's Day.
Well, that's lucky then. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll be working Father's Day, but I always do anyway. So the person up next is Murph. So what question did you have for Murph for tomorrow?
I actually wrote all this stuff down the other day and I can't find it.
You want to know what it was?
What was the question I asked you? I can't remember.
You were asking who's going to get the number 1 pick next year.
Yeah, we're not asking him that. That's too early. That's too boring for me. What can we ask him?
I'll sneak that into the other ones. I'll ask him that myself.
You can ask him. There was talk about Arsenal winning the quadruple. Then it was the treble. And now it's potentially a double. Are Arsenal actually going to win anything this season?
I might just mute that one, actually.
He won't appreciate that question, so ask him that question.
I will cut that one out and ask him. I'm not asking it by mouth, but so here's your question
ask him live so that we can get his reaction to it.
I will not let him know until it pops up on the screen.
Yeah, because then we can hold him the audio in a few weeks' time when it's over.
Yeah. I cut out the audio and I just put the audio on, so you're going to hear the question for yourself now. So.
Yeah, probably.
Do you ever feel threatened by the high incoming new talent to the league that are going to put pressure on the existing members?
There you go.
That's the question to me.
Yes. But obviously there's a bit...
Not really, no. But I don't know, I just build out my squad with as many different options as possible, and if someone comes in who takes over from them, then I'm hoping I've drafted well enough to be able to cover from other positions of players that they might take over from. So
I think it's meaning, you mean, do you feel threatened by the new teams joining the Orkney Bowl?
Oh, sorry, the new teams.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about drafts.
No.
So I feel like, who's asked the question?
That was Nick, who's one of the new members.
Well, nothing that, like, I wouldn't see them for like 3 or 4 years, depends on if they got promoted, probably.
Yes.
So definitely not now. I'm more worried about the ones in my own division at the moment because there's so many good managers in the Orkney Bowl. Whatever division you're in, it's going to be hard. So it doesn't really matter which ones join afterwards. It's just about the ones in your current division. Like that one last season, I went from I'm getting relegated to I'm going into the top division to I'm actually staying in the one that I'm in because of how there was only I think 2 positions in our whole division that stayed in that division and I stayed in it, but I missed out on points difference from going in.
It was pretty close if I remember rightly. It was.
But with like 4 games to go, I was in the bottom 2, and then I managed. I think I won 3 of the last 4 games or something like that. And it was like I just missed out. I had missed out by points difference or by a point or two. It was very close. Like
I think it was what was it again? It was very. It was. I don't know. Find it in a minute.
yeah, I think I actually missed out on points difference. The win-loss
You
record.
did, because Graham had a big score in the final week, because he was sitting. I think he was sitting in like 9th, and you were sitting at 7th, and you won the game you had to win.
Yeah.
But he outscored you by about 60, 40 points. Or something.
Yeah, he went nuts. I think didn't he? It all clicked on the last game.
So
It was
he
one of
ended
the
up,
weird ones. It
you
was a
lost
weird
out
one.
by 35 points.
But if I'd have lost, I could have gone down as well. So I could have been in 3. I could have been in 3 different divisions with 2 games to go. I think. So like I could have gone up, stayed, or gone down. That's how close it was. There was like I think from about 2nd or 3rd down to about 10th, there was only probably about 1 or 2 wins between them all. It was very close division.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Very good.
The
A lot
winners
of
were
very good
9
managers in that division.
and 9 and 5. There was 3 at 9 and 5, 2 at 8 and 6, 3 at 7 and 7. Unfortunately, so you were above Leicester Tigers, but you were not enough to get up.
Yeah, no, I had a really bad start. I think I lost 4 or 5 on the run at one point, and then I was always trying to get it back. For most of the season, I just wanted to stay in the division, and then all of a sudden at the end, I had a chance then to go up.
There you go. So week 14. Yeah, you scored 178, but Graham scored 220. Yeah, so it's like a 38 points for him to beat. So I think you were I think you were about 5 or 6 points ahead of him, but because of that, he jumped ahead of you. But like you did all you could, though. You got the win, but just not enough to.
Yeah.
At least you didn't go down, though. If you'd been down, you'd been in the same division as Craig, me, and Doug.
I know, and it's a long way back to try to get into the top division when you go down another one as well. Because you can have one good, it's good. You can have one good season, but to follow it up by 2 is hard to go up with twice. So yeah, I was just happy to stay in the division at that point.
Yeah, well, of course, I went down and then I came back up. So I'm one
now
division up.
Now there's that one main division, isn't it? Because we didn't have that before. So
yeah,
that was that's at least I'm only one division away from that, but it's harder to get into it now because you've got the 2 different divisions going into it, haven't you? So is it 2 from each, is it?
No, there's 4 from each going up. There's only for the top division. There's only a 4-team playoff, so it'll be like 1 and 4 against 2 and 3 in the finals over 2 legs. But the rest 8 teams will get relegated, and it'll be.
I didn't realise that's going to be tough going now.
And that's why it's a top division. It's going to be hard to stay up.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
great. Yeah,
the reason I did 4 because obviously sometimes if you finish in 6th, you could actually still win the cup. But I wanted the top 4 because they're the top 4. And then on the podcast show, me and Craig will do a draw. Who goes in the East Conference? Who goes in the West Conference? So you could like you started in the East. If you go up and you come back down, you could end up in the West. But it also gives you different players to play against as well, so it's quite good.
Oh yeah, they're all good. I say they're all good, but that's a tough one when 8 of the 12 go down.
That's a proper Champions League, that one. And obviously now with the Champions League, because of 9 divisions, so the nine winners will automatically go into Champions League, and that also will include the Scarabaei champion, the Rousey Cup winner, and
it's hard to keep up because you've got that many competitions. Like it's like when I did win that thing, I've got there's that one. There's that one. Then I got that one.
I know, but I didn't realise I got you that one. That's why I got the other one.
And I've got that one as well.
Yeah, that was I got that one. That one I got free when I got the. I think I paid £20 for it.
I got the ring as well.
Yes. Yeah, but and a helmet.
Oh yeah, the helmet's around here. So, where's that? Oh yeah, that's there. Because that's for the actual division, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
That was the Mullhead division.
Yeah, that was the first one. It's been a different person made them the last 2 years. So he was.
I broke the other one, didn't I? Remember? Well, I didn't break it, but
yes, your mum decided to send it in a black bag.
Yeah, that lasted one season and smashed into about 1,000 pieces. That cost me enough money to replace.
I know. It was just Yeah, so we got the shield, but that I thought if I just used more money and got his old trophies to keep, I forgot I'd got you that glass thing too because that came out my pocket, that one. So,
Yeah.
but
It
I think
makes it look as
the
if I
little
won
ones are
more as
quite
well
nice.
because it has the wrong date on it, so it makes it look as if I won it in 2023 and 25.
I know. I checked what I said, and I had the right date. They just put the wrong. They did it
Yeah.
really quick.
And
So
it's
yeah,
good for me because I can pretend I won all these things.
yeah. Just don't talk to Mike about it because he's got the original. But anyway, thank you for coming on. That's basically 45 minutes. That's quite good. And
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new season. It's definitely one of my favourite competitions, possibly the favourite one. Just a really good group of lads in it, and it's competitive. But then all the chats on the side are all really good as well, and everyone's taking the piss out of each other. There's a football group, a golf group, a rugby group. There's yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups. I think there's a politician one too, but not people go in that.
That's it. Someone posts in, and then the next thing is that's get that out of this chat. There's a separate chat for that.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's because because a lot of people have left. Like, if there's not everybody in that group chat now because they start ratting on about other sports, and then you just leave the group chat, and it's hard to get a hold of them again.
Yeah, the phone keeps beeping every 2 seconds with all the messages that go in.
But the thing is, all the chats I've set up on the side, I've got them muted.
Yeah, I have mine muted, but I still end up looking and go, oh, there's 50 more messages. What's that about?
Especially in the football chat when you start talking about Arsenal and Tottenham and.
Yeah, it'll quieten down. Well, I say it'll quieten down, but the World Cup starts soon, and there's a lot of Scots in that group, so they're not used to that. So they'll be busy in the chat as well.
Well, I'm a Scotland top. arrived home today, so it's quite nice. So.
Yeah. I've got a lot of friends in Scotland. I want them to do well. They want me to get beat every game, but I want them to do well.
No, I would like to see them do well, but we got there. That's a good start. You know what I mean?
Exactly, that's the main thing. Yeah.
Unlike Italy for the last 3. There's no Italians in this group, so it's okay. Anyway, thank you for coming on. It's great to chat to you again. Like, it's good to see you. Obviously, I see you on TikTok with your clips coming up the Murph.
Oh yeah, I don't even. To be honest, I don't. I go on as the flagship show, and that's all I do. The rest of it's him. Like, I'm no expert when it comes to any of this stuff. So I'll go on and have a chat and stuff. But it's his bag. I just there to help the conversation flow.
Yeah, he's got. This one took some good clips out, so I've got a lot to go on over the next few weeks for the last 3 podcasts, as it is. Like,
yeah,
because you can only add on like 3 weeks.
I see what he does, and then I look at you, and yours is like times about 5 million. So I don't know how you get it all done because there's so many of them.
It's fun though. Like this one here, like for the main show, I'll do on. It's a site called Filmora. Okay. So I save. This is why I do the backup chats. I save both of them. I transfer it over there. Then I take out the backgrounds. We can chat away, and then I'll make a landscape version of your logo. So when you announce your team name, that'll get put up, and that will stay up for the rest of the show. And then when you start mentioning players, I'll get little clips of them and put like the pictures of the players on as you talk about them. But it takes about an hour. It takes about an hour and a half or whatever, so it's not that bad. Like, so it takes longer to upload afterwards than it does to do it, but it's fun though. So, but yeah, good luck this year, and I hope you manage to get up to the top division.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It's gonna be hard, but it'll be nice. I already noticed I've got the 101, I think, as well. So God knows what I'm doing there.
Oh, do you? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not used to drafting from there. I'm normally at the back of the draft, so I can't remember the last time. I probably haven't drafted at the 101 in about 3 years.
Yeah, that's the thing of who you're going to go, because obviously, well, the way the picks. Well, there's the thing for you. If you have the 101, who will you be picking up at the 101 at the moment? Who do you think you might go for?
Well, if it was in if it was in some of my other competitions, my brain would tell me wide receiver. But in Orkney Bowl, my brain's telling me potentially someone like Bijan Robinson or somebody. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a proper look at it. But like someone like that or a Gibbs or somebody, like my gut normally I'd be straight to like Chase, but I'm not 100% sure on this one. And yeah, I don't actually know because I always get the times where I've had the bad season. They've never been really bad, but the worst seasons I've had in hockey ball is when I never nailed down the running back room, and I was always trying to like rotate them in and trying to find someone each week. Whereas when I've had to settle a decent running back team, I've always done well. So I don't know. I honestly, it really see how the next few months go. But my gut's telling me a running back at the moment. But it's probably in a lot of other drafts, people probably won't, and they'll go for a wide receiver instead.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Orkney Bowl is though, like a wide receiver now in a game will get you really good scores, but if you get one of the top 5 running backs,
Yeah,
you're going to get 30 points, 35 points, if not more a week.
yeah,
And that's a hefty score.
Well, that's it. I had Derek Henry and the last couple of years, and he might start slowly, but once he gets going, like the points rack up then. So yeah, I suppose the thing is the difference with Orkney Ball as well is there's no round reversal, is there? So at least I get the 301 as well.
Yes. Like you see leaders. But I think the leader last year was obviously McCaffrey for running backs. What did he score?
And I bet you he didn't go anywhere near the 101 either.
I got him at the 106 last year. I think somebody took him at the 103. But yeah, McCaffrey's points last year 35, 29, 32, 33, 36, 31, 50, 13, 42, 25, 42, 36, 23, 21, 40, 37, 17, 35. And you only got 17 in the final, but still, that was in the playoffs, 35 and 17.
Yeah.
So and the finally we just on that. So the finally would have been, was it week 17? Yeah, so that would be 37.45. And the semi-final scored 40.
Well, that's it. And if you're in the final, he's always got you promoted as well in most divisions. So yeah.
But mostly because of his catching.
That's my logic at the moment, but obviously that could change. So we'll see.
Depends who the draft. You know what I mean? If they get a decent running back that might eat into it a bit, it makes a bit difference. I mean, if they get a running back like Montgomery, because obviously I don't think Pacheco is going to eat much into Gibbs' share, then that could make a difference. Or Bijan. Make sure you pick up the right one and not Brian Robinson.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen a lot, I would imagine, this season.
It happened before, and that was when they were a different team. So yeah. But well, good luck anyway, and I'll be looking forward to it. Obviously, we'll be doing the draft reviews as the draft's going anyway.
Yeah,
so
I've seen quite a few of them. Yeah, I have them on in the background while I'm working and stuff as well.
Yeah, Craig likes a good rant, and somebody picks a defender in the first 6 rounds or a quarterback. And
you go mad if someone gets a quarterback too early. Yeah.
Well, I think last year Sam had did he get Mahomes an auto pick or something like that? Because I don't know what he'd done. He just ended up. Did he not realise it started, or he had it on auto? Yeah, but anyway, he ended up a quarterback with his first pick. It was like the 103. I offered to take it off and let him do it again, but he said, "No, just leave it." So. Craig's
head probably fell off at that point.
Well, it did until I told him it was an auto pick and it had nothing to do with actually picking the wrong player. But yeah, I think you got a bit of grief for picking up your one, but that's it's a better quarterback. But anyway, so thank you for coming on, and good luck next season, and we'll catch you again sometime.
Yeah, you too, mate. Thanks.